Alright guys, welcome. It's Rev here again, and I want to talk to you about triggers, and we're going some of you just got triggered. And we're gonna be looking at some triggers on a couple of the guns that I've been talking about via review recently. And so we're gonna take a specific look at a stock Glock trigger on a Glock 19, which honestly I don't have a Glock trigger that is completely stock outside of my Gen 2, and that's just not very modern. All of them have a little bit of polishing, replace trigger bar, that kind of thing. I guess that's just connected to this reviewing process or my inability to leave things alone. I don't know. But I'm going to specifically look at a pretty close to stock Glock trigger that I've just done some polishing and those kind of things to, in contrast to an SSVI trigger, in contrast to the Apex fat trigger for the Sig P320. And then we're also going to bring in, just for a wild card, we're going to bring in the S120 that I've been talking about a little bit recently, and just look at that double action trigger pull and the single action trigger pull on that gun. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing right now. Let's get after it. Alright, so first up we've got the Glock 19. This is pretty stock. I mean, obviously we've upgraded the sights and there's a little polishing that's been done and a ghost trigger connector in it, but it's pretty close to stock. So we're going to get out the trusty Lyman trigger gauge and that we got at Brownells. 5 pounds, 4 ounces. Okay, here we go. I figured out this thing now. £5 pounds, 7 ounces. There we go. 5 pounds, 6 ounces. And that says 4 pounds 13 ounces, but it's difficult to configure this exactly right with that dingus or dongle or whatever you want to call it on there. Yeah, so that, like, if you depress that first, it says 4 pounds 8 ounces there. You just have to kind of just pull it back, straight back, and just right. If you don't, it'll be like, it's hard to get that proper reading. Okay, yeah. £5 pounds 4 ounces. Yeah, so roughly 5.5 pounds. Now we're going to look at this trigger from SSVI, the TYR Trigger. 4 pounds 3 ounces. £4 pounds 6 ounces. £4 2 ounces. 4 pounds 1 ounce. £4 pounds 3 ounces. Alright. Now we're going to look at this Sig 320 with the Aftermarket Apex Trigger in it. 4 pounds 8 ounces. 5 pounds 1 ounce. 4 pounds 15 ounces. 5 pounds 2 ounces. So it makes a pretty distinct difference if you pull at the middle of the trigger or at the bottom of the trigger. 5 pounds 2 ounces. So I think this is right at about a 5 pound trigger. Yeah, 5 pounds 1 ounce. 5 pounds 6 ounces. 5 pounds 1 ounce. Yeah. So if you pull at the middle of the trigger, which is how you test the trigger weight, it is right around a 5 pound trigger. And it's really clean. So, great trigger. Now, for those of you that are not in the striker fired camp, and you want to talk about factory fresh. This is, by the way, a great little gun so far from all of our testing. This is the S20. Straight back from the range. We're gonna check its double action pull first. Okay, so I don't think I pulled that very cleanly, so let's try again. It says 9 pounds 15 ounces, but okay. Okay, 11 pounds, 13 ounces, 10 pounds, 7 ounces, which I think is probably truer to form. Fine. 11 pounds, 4 ounces. 11 pounds, 10 ounces. That's not a good read. 10 pounds, 12 ounces. That's right. Right around it. Okay. 11 pounds, 8 ounces, but I'm having trouble getting it straight there. Okay, 11 pounds. 11 pounds, but 11 pounds, 13 ounces, 11 pounds, 15 ounces, but again, I think 10 pounds, 5 ounces, 11 pounds even, gotta get it ready. Okay. 10 pounds, 12 ounces. Right, so a 10 to 11 pound trigger on double action. Let's do the single action. And it's, I think, a really pretty clean. Okay, so single action, we've got 4 pounds, 15 ounces. £5 pounds. 5 pounds 1 ounce. £5, what, 10 ounces, but again, I gotta get that proper trigger placement. Yeah, 5 pounds 4 ounces. Yeah, that's not a good read either with my thumb. £5, 5 ounces. So 4.5 to 5.5 pound trigger and single action mode. And I think that it's quite clean. It's quite nice. Double action. So double action, you're going to have, you know, it's heavy, but it's smooth. Get your take up. There's not a distinct wall, just as is typical in this type, but it's smooth. There's not an overwhelming amount of creep or grit. It's a relatively nice combat style trigger. I mean, overall, you know, overall I think my opinion is just better and better all the time about this S120. I think that if you took your preconceived ideas out of the equation totally, you handed it to somebody that just didn't know guns, but they knew quality, you know, you handed them this gun and say, any standard, you know, polymer gun out there right now, you handed them both guns and you asked them which one's more expensive, I think most people would say, well, this is clearly a more expensive gun. And, you know, some of that's just weight and metal and all this, you know, and perception. But it's not only that. I think that most people would say, you know, this is a clearly well-made device. And in my opinion, is growing of it. So, anyway, just kind of building our impressions. There's some more information for you about the trigger. This trigger from SSVI, we're months into now, and it continues to impress. It's actually kind of spoiling me. Today I was missing quite a bit with my more standard Glock, way more than I normally would, and I don't think I can blame that on gear at all. That's just all on me, but need to get more trigger time in, and I do think that this trigger has spoiled me a bit. The other thing is I've been switching up types of guns a lot for review purposes, and that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But it's good for me overall, I think, because I think, you know, you ought to be able to shoot handguns. So it's evident, it's making clear to me that my fundamentals need more work than I once would have imagined. So it's okay. Go back to the basics. In life, this happens all the time, right? So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to focus on the basics, and I'm going to learn. So anyway, you guys have a great day. As always, this is Rev encouraging you, don't waste your life.